Hey guys, PepperAmmy here. This week we are celebrating breaking the 150 subscriber count with a meal fully cooked in cast iron. Now personally I am striving to use my cast iron a lot more for cooking, and this week we are making some amazingly crisp chicken with some Dutch oven roasted vegetables. Now the vegetables are going to take approximately an hour to cook, so we'll have to start with them first. Now you want to preheat your oven to 200 degrees Celsius, and whilst your oven is heating, you want to prepare your vegetables. Now personally I do love some nice roast parsnips, but apparently over here they're not really a summer vegetable, and I sadly could not get hold of any. Now the vegetables I did use for this was some carrots, some new potatoes, some small beetroot, and a whole bulb of garlic. Now you may be thinking a whole bulb of garlic is way too much for a meal, but trust me, if you've never had roast garlic before, this is an absolute game changer. Cooking the garlic slowly lets it become really soft and almost sticky, and the more sweeter undertones actually become a more prominent flavour, and it loses a lot of its garlicky bite, making it a much more enjoyable flavour for the dish. Now to prepare your vegetables, simply cut your carrots into chunks. Now if you've been here for a while, you'll know I prefer my carrots with the skin on and just simply washed. Now if you want to peel them, you can, feel free, I cannot stop you. Now I'm mostly using smaller new potatoes, but for the larger ones I'm simply cutting them in half to roughly match the size of the carrot. And with a beetroot, I recommend using some gloves when peeling and cutting, otherwise you run the risk of looking like you've walked out of a crime scene. And with your gloves on, you don't run the risk of leaving any fingerprints behind. And then finally with the garlic, just simply cut it in half, that way you have some nice flavour pockets from the half cloves, and you have the rest of the bulb just to cook and infuse into the dish as well. Now I'm just simply coating the vegetables in a herby oil by using roughly 2 tablespoons of oil and a handful of fresh herbs from the garden, including rosemary, sage and some thyme. And then just using my hands to give a good coating, and then put the lid on and place it in the oven for 30 minutes. Now after the 30 minutes is up, remove the vegetables from the oven and give a quick mix and place back in the oven and start cooking your chicken. Now for the chicken, I'm using chicken thighs as they are more fatty and the skin will get amazingly crisp. Now I'm also adding a simple rub to the chicken, simply using 1 teaspoon of salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder and paprika, mixing that together, sprinkling over the chicken and rubbing in. Then heat a tablespoon of oil in a cast iron pan over medium-high heat, and place the chicken skin side down. Now you want to make sure you're placing the chicken down laying away from you to prevent hot oil splashing back at you. Now you want to cook this for 7 to 9 minutes without moving the chicken. As moving the chicken is one of the mistakes people make with cast iron in complaining things are sticking to it. Normally whilst cooking in cast iron, things will stick, but it will also release once it's ready to. This way you don't run the risk of ripping a big hole in the chicken skin, and you are guaranteed a nice crisp skin layer. Now after the 7 to 9 minutes have passed, you want to turn the chicken over so it is skin side up. And then place in the oven. Now the great joy of using cast iron is being able to go straight from the hob straight into the oven. Then you want to roast your chicken for 20 minutes until the thickest part of the chicken thigh reaches 75 degrees Celsius or above. Now with chicken thighs, because they are quite fatty, it's really hard to overcook and dry these out. Then simply remove the vegetables from the oven. They should be well cooked and the potato should be slightly crisp on the edges. If you want to add a really crisp and dry skin to the chicken, just place it back under the grill or broiler for no more than 2 minutes, otherwise you'll run the risk of burning the skin. You should be left with a nice crisp skin that could almost shatter. Now as well, in the pan you'll be left with fat from the chicken. You could optionally turn this into a nice delicious chicken gravy by just simply adding a tablespoon or 2 of flour and heating until it becomes thick. Then simply serve together on a plate and enjoy. The vegetables are really not overpowered by the garlic, and the garlic's potency is greatly reduced. I just simply squeezed out a few of the cloves over the vegetables, and I personally really love roast garlic. In fact, whenever I make roast vegetables, I normally throw a bulb in, as it is a great way to use leftover bulbs you may be hoarding in the fridge, because every time you have a recipe that uses garlic, you buy more garlic, and then you just end up with a fridge full of the stuff and no idea what to do with it. Now I just want to take this time to thank all of the viewers on this channel, and this channel has grown so much over the past few weeks and months, and it's all thanks to you guys. Now yes, this video was kind of an excuse just to use my cast iron more, but I honestly didn't expect to hit 150 subs so soon after hitting the 100 milestone. And as of writing this script, I am actually over the 150 mark by a considerable amount. But it has been absolutely amazing to be on this channel, and I do really appreciate it, and thank you so much. That does it for this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know down below with a like and a comment. If you are new here, feel free to subscribe for free weekly cooking content, and I will see you all again next week. Thanks for watching.